Hey everybody, it's me, Rabbi Akiva, back for another week of Rage Fix. Okay, I want you to imagine the absolute worst possible crime you could possibly think of. I would say murder. What do we do to a murderer in the Jewish religion? We kill him. Maybe we throw him off a building. Maybe we pour hot lead down his throat. There's many, many terrible punishments that we find in the Bible for terrible crimes that people commit. But there's one crime that somebody can commit that we find in the Bible, that there's no punishment that is bad enough. It is such a bad crime that God had to literally create a brand new phenomenon that was never seen before in the world. He created a brand new thing for such a horrible crime. What was that crime? I'll tell you. In the times of the Bible, Moses takes the Jews out of Egypt, and a man by the name of Korach and all of his minions come and they start arguing on Moses. God gets very upset. He's not happy about this. In fact, he says that this is the perfect example of a type of argument that is shalol l'shem shemayim, for the worst purposes in the world. Doesn't mention Moses, mentions Korach and his minions. They had an argument that was totally self-serving. And God says, what do we do with this guy? The crime of arguing and causing problems amongst the Jewish people, the punishment is, I will make a brand new phenomenon. The world will change. The earth will open up and literally swallow alive those who did this terrible crime. Can you imagine? The worst crime in the world is what? Arguing. The worst crime in the world is causing machlokes. It's causing strife between people. That's what God says is worse than anything in the world. In fact, he says that when we down here are fighting and we're not together, you would think, okay, so we down here, we're fighting. But what does that have to do with God? God says, you're actually pushing me away. There are some terrible crimes that we can do. Idol worship, murder. That pushes God away. Guess what? Equal to those is fighting amongst ourselves. My friends, in the Torah, there was a terrible crime done. They argued on Moses. In our day, are we arguing with each other? When we get into an argument with each other, we always think, oh, I'm right, I have to say what I have to say. Take a step back and recognize, maybe I can cause a little peace in the world. Maybe I'll hold back from arguing. Maybe I'll say it a little nicer. Maybe I'll realize that the person I'm arguing with is actually the person I love more than anything in the world. Remember, arguing is the worst thing in the world, everybody. God had to make a brand new phenomenon, a brand new punishment. Let's not make that happen again. Thank you so much for another week of Rage Fix.